Alright, hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is going to be another video on Path of Exile 2 and we're testing even more settings. In this one we'll cover testing Intel XeSS upscaling as well as talk about the differences between FSR and XeSS. I will also showcase differences between the Steam Deck LCD and OLED. And finally I want to talk about my recommended best settings for the game as well as showcase these settings using a boss battle. Now first off, in order to use XeSS you need to change the render API to DirectX 12. By default it's set to Vulkan. And after you do that you will gain access to XeSS. Now Intel XeSS has come a long way and is now very comparable to FSR. Particularly in Path of Exile there is very little difference in visual quality. With FSR, you can see that the tiles we have here on this road have a little bit more sharpness to it, but we lose the electric effect in this spell. So the spell is supposed to look a little bit more bright and more detailed. With XeSS, we get a lot more brightness in the spell, but we lose the sharpness in the tiles. So it really comes down to preference, and in terms of performance, I did not see any major differences between both of them. I personally prefer FSR. I don't mind losing a little bit of the effect in the spell, but FSR keeps things just a little bit more sharp. Now the next couple of clips aim to show the game on both OLED and LCD Steam Deck. One of my viewers asked me if there is any performance difference on the LCD, and there really isn't. Both the LCD and the OLED are made to perform similarly, even though the OLED has a new processor. The big difference between these will obviously be the picture quality in terms of the OLED having better contrast and better screen, and another thing is the temperature and noise. Now the OLED is a lot quieter and a lot cooler than the LCD. Now keep in mind my LCD even has a custom backplate that is supposed to keep it cooler, so it definitely gets very hot playing Path of Exile 2. The last main difference is of course the battery life. On the LCD you can expect 1 hour less than on the OLED. The next clips I have will take a look at the different levels of XeSS. I honestly think that going beyond balanced is not worth it. The first clip I have is set to Ultra Performance. This is not a great option as it gets quite blurry once you get into heavy combat. The performance level, which is the next one, is significantly better at improving the blur and is the one I stick with and recommend. Balance can also be an option, but for the most part it won't keep a stable 40 FPS. We have 3 blur levels, which are Quality, Ultra Quality, and Ultra Quality Plus, but I won't go into too much detail about them as in my opinion they're not worth using. Speaking of 40 FPS, this is what I've decided is a good balance between fidelity and performance. Now these are the settings I recommend using to try and achieve a stable 40 FPS in Path of Exile 2. Now first I have set this to DirectX 12 and I am using FSR at performance mode. As I said, this is my preference. Everything else is set to low. I have made the foreground FPS cap to 40 and the background FPS cap to 30. I have truffle buffering enabled. You can't really disable that. I have dynamic culling on. And the most important setting I have is the resolution. So the resolution is set to 1152 by 720. And I have the Steam Deck's FSR turned on. That would lower the resolution and try and upscale it on your screen. It makes things a little bit more blurry, especially text, but it doesn't make it that much unreadable. You can still pretty much read everything. And it will boost the FPS by 2 or 3 or even more sometimes in fights. Now for scaling mode, you want to choose auto or fit or stretch. They pretty much do the same. And the FSR sharpness, I've set that to 3. I think these are really good settings. They keep a stable 40 FPS even in heavy combat. Now here is a boss fight using these exact settings and I think the game performs quite well like this. I would say that these are the best settings, but this is my opinion only and it's my preference to play like this.
Cut down! Your meaningless life ends now! Rent your soul! Your soul is mine! The spirit Ascinia!
You can copy these as a great first template and you can further customize it to your liking. The last clip I have is comparing DirectX 12 versus Vulkan using FSR set to balanced. I did not find any significant difference between the two render modes, so there's that. If you want to play a DirectX 12 and have the option to quickly change to XeSS, you can do that, or you can just set it to Vulkan. That's pretty much going to be it for this video. I hope you found this helpful in customizing your own settings. If you did, please consider leaving a like on the video as it helps me out tremendously. Now the Path of Exile videos have taken me over the 2K subscriber line and for that I'm very thankful to all of you my viewers. Now leave a comment, let me know if these settings work out for you and if you're enjoying playing Path of Exile 2 on a Steam Deck. You can also let me know if there is any game you'd like me to test. Thanks for watching the video, and I'll see you in the next one.